welcome to another episode of the DadCast. As you can see from the start, I got a little bit of different view this time. I'm going to play around when I'm not doing gameplays, like views for the podcast and things like that. This shows off my collection a little bit better. So I kind of like this view. I might continue this view when I'm doing podcasts and then shift it back over when I'm doing gameplay so I can, well, actually this might work for gameplays too. I don't know. I'm going to play with stuff, trying to work with everything, make everything nice. But today's DadCast, I've talked to you guys a lot this week, more than just gameplays and reviews this week. There's been lots of discussion, lots of things to talk about. But we are getting into the holiday era, so there's going to be a lot of video game news, announcements, pre-orders, things coming out, because Christmas time, got to get those dollars. But yesterday was Sony's State of Play. I wanted to do a live stream for that, but I am the Ninten-Dad. I am a dad. I am a husband and such, and I was unable to actually even watch it live. Like, I watched Lauren Sontag's live stream this morning when I got up for work and sending out emails, doing my work stuff, and then drinking cups of coffee and watching Lawrence and Bruce's reaction to this. So you didn't get my live reaction, unfortunately, but we're going to discuss the games. So I had dad things to do. My oldest son, Sean, got his driver's license yesterday, so was setting up the insurance, which, good God, man, I knew it was going to go up, but holy hell, it almost tripled. It definitely more than doubled. It's like 2.5 times the amount my insurance went up by just adding a 16-year-old driver to the account. So that's not fun at all. So I'm going to be poor now. So let's get up to 500 viewers, 500 subscribers, so I can start monetizing this channel, so I can at least kind of pay for insurance. Good Lord, man. But yeah, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. And let's talk Sony State of Play. It was like a rapid fire thing. They showed trailers, not a lot of discussion about the trailers, just boom, 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 rapid fire trailers. So we're gonna kind of go down and talk about. I'm gonna mention all of them. I'll talk about some of them in detail, like give you my thoughts on the games shown, but we're not going to go super detailed because there is a lot to cover. Let's start off with Astrobot. We're getting 5 speedrun levels coming this fall. Also, I think 10 new bots to rescue. We had Helldivers and Stellar Blade shown off there, so they showed off 2, 8 more to go. And Astrobot, that's a game I am going to get, and I'm going to stream, and I'm going to play through. But like I've said many times, I've got so much on my backlog right now that it's kind of like thought of buying new games that I'm not 100% insane about is daunting. And it's one of those things, like, I keep buying games and they're added to my backlog, but I'm not playing all of them yet. Like, I'll try them out when I get them, but it's like, I got to beat this game first. So I'm definitely trying to get through that backlog. And then hopefully by the time I'm ready to buy Astrobot, it's on sale. But yeah, and that's a free DLC, free update from Sony. So for those guys who like to charge to upgrade your graphics for pros and new systems, it's nice to see that they're giving out some free DLC. Next game they showed off was the Midnight Walk. And this is a creepy looking claymation. It even looks like it gives Tim Burton nightmares. Like, it's really cool looking. It's coming out for the PS5 and the PSVR 2. This is one of those games that I might pick up right away. I really like the style of it. It looks really cool. So, yeah, definitely check it out. Oh, I should have mentioned, I'm going to try to put stills of some of the games throughout here. I don't know if I'm going to collect, like, all... Hell, it looks like there's 30 games. I don't know if I'm going to get stills for all of this, because I do want to get this up today, the day after the State of Play. So, I'm still in my workout somehow. Let me switch my workout off. I got a buzz on my watch, and it's like, I stopped my workout hours ago. So, yeah. So, Midnight Walk looks really creepy and cool. The next game they showed off was Hell Is Us. It looks like a Souls-like mixed with a Kojima game. So, without even watching it. And also, I will link the Sony State of Play in the description so you can go watch all the trailers to all these games yourself. Because I got pinged by Marvel when I was doing the Thunderbolts trailer react, so I'm not trying to get pinged. since I don't want any strikes against me from YouTube, since I'm still building this channel. Once we build up, we'll get some strikes, and then we'll argue with YouTube over copyright claims and fair use and all that crap. But I'm a little channel now. I don't have the time or resources to fight that. So I will link the Sony State of Play so you can watch these games yourself. But yeah, Hell Is Us looks like a Souls-like. It also looks like it's something that Kojima would have cooked up. I'm honestly, if you had just shown me this trailer without anything before it, just showed me the trailer, like, oh, that's the next Kojima game. But it is not. But yeah, another game that looks really cool. Next up is Metro Awakening. It's a PSVR 2 game. So you're getting Metro in VR. This is a series that never really clicked with me. It's kind of like, to me, like there's got to be something that hooks me into first-person shooters, just because they're all very similar in mechanics and makeups, and so you gotta do something to hook me. And Metro was just one of those things when it came out. I don't know if I wasn't, like, when it first came out, I don't know if I wasn't playing first-person shooters or if I had a huge backlog, but it just never really hooked me. So it's one of those things that I never, was like, oh, I want to play Metro, things like that. So, but for you Metro fans, and for you like 5 people who have a PSVR 2, boom, that's right up your alley right there. It does look cool. Like, Metro has always looked cool, but just never really caught my attention, really never grabbed a hold of me. Next up, we have Archage Chronicles. It's an online multiplayer game. I believe it said up to 6 players, and another one that looks very Souls-like. So that's kind of cool. It's because I've mentioned this many times on this channel. These Souls-like games, they all look cool. They just graphically look fantastic, and I know a lot of people love them. Like, the only one I ever really tried to play was Neo, and I enjoyed it for the most part. But again, being a dad, being a husband, having a full-time job, doing this channel, being a baseball coach, there's a lot of my time grabbed, and these games that take a lot of practice, like hours and hours just to get good enough to like progress, just I don't have the time for anymore. Like, these were the type of games I loved to play when I was in my 20s, younger, because a lot of games that I love, I'd beat it on the normal level, I'd go to hard, then I'd go to hardest, and just get good over time and be able to beat those. But unfortunately, in my 40s, not in my 20s anymore, I don't have that time anymore to devote to video games. So you would think that that's the irony of getting older. When you're a kid and you have no money, you have to trade in your games. You don't necessarily get all the games you want. And then when you're older, you have the money to buy the games you want when you want, and you don't have to trade in a ton of games for pennies on the dollars to get them. But then the trade-off is you don't have the time to play all these games. So yeah, but Archage does look cool. If I had a bunch of friends who played Souls-likes, which I don't think I do. I think all my friends, again, we're all 30s, 40s, aren't really Souls-like people. So I'll have to ping a couple of my friends who I know play a lot of games and just be like, hey, this game look interesting to you? Because if I can get several friends to play this with me, I might hop in and try it out and have some fun. And then get into a Souls game and maybe get good with their help. But a Souls-like online multiplayer game, I think that's an awesome idea, because then you can team up against these hard bosses, and I think that's just a blast. I think that's a great idea for a game. Next up, Pal World, coming to PS5. It was a shadow drop, so it's already live. You can download it. Ironically, or coincidentally, or just because they're being sued in Japan by Nintendo, it is not coming to Japan. It is not out in Japan right now. I think all other regions, I know North America, it's out. So North American viewers, which is the majority of my viewers, you can go ahead and download this now. But as of right now, because I saw this on Spawnwave this morning, had that on while I was working out, it is not available in Japan. So sorry, Japan. But yeah, Pal World, I played a little bit of it when it came to the Xbox Game Pass. Pretty fun game, Pokemon with guns. So yeah, check that out if you don't have an Xbox or a PC and you want to play it on your PS5. Definitely worth a check out. Not sure the price on it. I imagine probably $40. I can't imagine it being more than that, but check it out. Let me know what y'all think. And then next up, we get our first remaster of the day, Lunar Remastered, the Lunar Collection Remastered, coming to PS5 and PS4. I never played this back in the day on the PlayStation. I always remember seeing the box of it and looking at the back and seeing like the anime cutscenes and everything like that. And all those looked so cool. And this, depending on how much the collection costs, this might be something I check out so I can go back to, because it was so funny. As soon as like I saw Lunar coming across the screen, I like my mind immediately flashed back to seeing the copy of the PlayStation game like on the shelves at Toys R Us and Electronics Boutique, because until GameStop bought Electronics Boutique over here on the East Coast, they were all EB games, which I always liked better than GameStop. I don't know if anything changed, but I always liked EB better than GameStop. But yeah, I just remember seeing Lunar all over the place, and I think my buddy Mike might have had it. But yeah, I am instantly like took me back, like a nostalgia grab for a game I never played, which is kind of funny in a sense. Like, oh, that's nostalgia, tug at the nostalgic heartstrings, but not heartstrings of enjoying playing a game, but heartstrings of, oh, I remember seeing this game on shelves and it always looked cool, but I didn't have a PlayStation at the time, so I couldn't buy it. So yeah, that's coming soon to the PS5 and your PS4s, and it looks really cool. I might pick it up. It looks like it's just a straight remastered. It doesn't look like it's got the 2.5D. It's just, sharper pixels and sharper contrast to the anime cutscenes, and there you don't have that FMV look anymore. And then we get free DLC coming to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It's got Mondo Gecko in it and some new songs, so there you go. We're just touching on that one. And then next they showed a clip of a level for Sonic Shadows Generations. It's the movie pack. I didn't hear if they said it was free DLC or not, but it's the movie pack, and it's got Keanu Reeves voicing Shadow in the cutscene for it. So I don't know if he did like full voice acting for it, like he did with Cyberpunk, or if they're just grabbing clips from the voice clips from the movie and superimposing that into the cutscenes for Shadow for Sonic Shadows Generations. So that's cool. That's the game I was gonna check out anyways, because I really like the first Sonic Generations. I like that mix of 2D and 3D Sonic, plus it kind of like differentiates the Sonic Adventures and Sonic Sega Genesis classic games. So really cool. Gonna check that out. Next up was Fantasia New Dimensions. That is coming out to the PS4 and PS5. I honestly don't remember anything about that game, so it did not make an impression on me. I didn't make any notes for it. It's just there. So maybe it's cool, maybe it's not. I don't remember. Then we have Dragon Age. They showed more clips and gameplay of the new Dragon Age. And I'm going to pause right here to actually talk about Dragon Age and the bit of controversy that is going on with that. Where I don't know if you can make your character transgender. I know just the whole hubbub of it is that the top scars from mastectomies, which is removing breasts from women, and it's not just for gender reaffirmation surgery. It's also women who have had breast cancer and who have had that done to them. So it's kind of one of those things, like a lot of people are up in arms about that. But again, I always go back to, if you don't like something a movie's doing, a game is doing, don't buy it. Like, why be this very angry voice of it? And just going for those top scars, like, yes, transgender people can do it. Is it a requirement in the game? No, it's not. This is a game where you create your own character, so you want your character to look and be just like you. Well, some of us. I'm one of those people. I try to make a character look just like me when I get the create a character mode, like Skyrim, Fallout, things like that. I'll spend like the first like 3 hours of playing a game just getting that character just right. So yeah, that's fine for those people who either have had breast cancer and had their breasts removed, or women who transitioned into men and had the surgery to have their breasts removed, and they want to have those scars there on their character. It's fine. Who cares? Like, why is this like a talking point for people? It's it's live and let live kind of thing. It's a create your own character thing. So who cares? Like, your character, whether you're a male or female character, you don't have to have these scars on your character. But for people who have these scars in real life for either their choice or for a medical reason. Like, I am sure there is some breast cancer survivor gamer out there who loves Dragon Age. She probably like wept with joy that she could, like, because that's part of who she is. Like, I've seen like really cool tattoos done by tattoo artists to cover those scars and things like that. So for that woman or women, because I'm sure there's more than one, but like we're just going to focus it on one person here. For that woman having that option to have those scars as part of her character so she can fully make herself in this game, like, why are you gonna like shit all over that? It drives me insane. It's one of those things. It's like, come on now. It's like this being in the game does not affect your enjoyment of the game at all, nor does having like pronouns like they them, which are probably in the game, but I don't know for sure, so I'm not gonna say for sure. I know some games have them now. It's like, it does not affect your enjoyment of the game at all because that's in there, because you can just put he, him, she. Like, I mean, just the pronouns being in the game, if that bothers you, I mean, you've got more issues than you're dealing with. So yeah, so the top scars are in the new Dragon Age game, but it's not a requirement for your character to have them. Again, it's a create a character thing, and of course people immediately go to transgender. I mean, on both sides they did. Like, a lot of people on the left were celebrating, yay, transgenders can have this, and a lot of people on the right, boo, we don't need transgender whatever in the game. But I've heard no one actually talk about women who have had to have their breasts removed to survive breast cancer brought up in this topic at all. It's all about transgender, and that's really sad that we're ignoring this group of women who have lost their breasts. And for some women, that's an identity of being a woman, is having breasts, and to have them to have removed so they can survive and live and be with their families, their kids, their husband, their wives, their mothers, their fathers, their sisters and brothers, and their friends. And for people to boil this down to, you know, some sort of social war kind of thing is really sick to me. On both sides it's sick to me, but especially, you know, towards the right, people complaining about that, because I mean, again, it's something very minuscule in the game that you will only see if you go and tab that bar for the create a character, and once, you know, you're past create a character, it's never brought up in the game again. So I mean, we can pick our battles in places like for social morals and things like that. This is not the place to pick them. Let's leave this alone, because it doesn't affect your enjoyment of the game. You create your character. If you're a dude and you want to be a dude, you're a dude in that game. EA, BioWare, they're not making you play as a transgender. So just move on with your life. Just be better. You know, just be better. Just live and let live. And so I mean, that's all I'm going to say about that. Dragon Age looks really cool. I've got EA Play along with Xbox Game Pass Unlimited, so I'll probably try out the first 10 hours, and then like I do with every Dragon Age, I'll wait till it gets to EA Play for free, and then I'll download it and I'll finish the game. So yeah, I'm going to play it. I'm going to create a dude with a blonde beard, long blonde hair. I know my hair's not long anymore, but it's going to be long again. I don't like the short hair. So yeah, so I'm going to create a dude that looks like me, because that's what I do in these games. And yeah, I'm not going to worry about any of the other stuff in the game. So yeah, so neither should you. If you like Dragon Age, play the game and don't worry about any stuff you don't like about it, about the creative character, because you don't have to have your character be that character. So yeah, let's do that instead. Okay. So I'm getting off my soapbox now. We're gonna continue talking about the rest of the state of play, but I just had to bring that up because that's one of those things that just drives me insane. It's like, let's have fun playing games, like I talked about in the Space Marines things. Like, we don't have to have messages in games, and I don't think this has a message there. It just allows people to create the character they want to create and go about their daily lives. But games are meant to be fun and meant to be played. And if this is like any of the other Dragon Age games, it's going to be a fun action RPG to play. So let's worry about the gameplay and the graphics and not worry about anything else. And maybe we get a cool story about it too. So yes, we're moving on to the next game. Let's move on. So yeah, with that little soapbox out of the way, we move on to the next announcements, which was Alan Wake 2, the Lake House DLC. Now, when they were all they showed was like kind of a teaser trailer. They didn't really show anything. Definitely looked like it was some sort of add-on to Control, not Alan Wake, and then hits you with the Alan Wake thing. So I know they're moving closer and closer to really connecting the two games because it is a shared universe. So maybe in that DLC we get a little bit more Control in the Alan Wake. Then moving on, we have Hitman in VR coming this December to PSVR or PSVR 2, and looks pretty cool. So if you've ever wanted to straight up murder somebody with some wire or snap someone's neck or do any other crazy assassinations that you do in the Hitman games, and you want to do that in the first person, this game's for you, psychopath. And now we come to our next PlayStation remaster of the show, and that is something, ironically or coincidentally maybe, that I was watching GamerRanks and they were talking about this. I think it was Falcon talking about it, saying that we need to have the Soul Reaver games back or need to continue that series. It's been long gone, and boom, right away, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remaster are coming back to the PlayStation. I imagine this is going to be multi-platform. I mean, why wouldn't you put this on the Switch and Xbox? Because I don't believe Sony owns this. I think this is a third party. So yeah, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 coming back. That's again another game. Kind of nostalgia. I remember seeing the CD case in stores. Didn't own it because I didn't own a PlayStation. So I might check this out when it comes out. And then coming from Blumhouse Games, I think this is their first game. I don't recall seeing. I knew they were making games, but I don't recall seeing any games come out from them yet. But this is called Fear the Spotlight. It's a very PS1 era graphics look to it, and it looks kind of creepy and cool. It's one of those things like, had this come out in the 90s, it probably would have been like a top tier everybody wants kind of horror game or survival horror game. But coming out now and having that PS1 look, I don't know if we're there with that like look for games. Like indie game developers are doing a lot of 8 and 16-bit style games, and those sell pretty well. So I mean, we'll have to wait and see on that one. This, from what I can think of, is like the real first attempt to make like a PlayStation 1 looking game as far as like a retro look to a game goes. So I mean, that's really interesting, and might be something worth checking out. I'm not the biggest survival horror person outside of Resident Evil and Dino Crisis, like the new Silent Hill 2 remake coming out. I was never really into Silent Hill, so I'm probably going to pass on that one, though I do like the Silent Hill movies. Go figure. Mostly because of Sean Bean, because Sean Bean's awesome. But yeah, so that's coming out. Looks kind of cool. Then we have Towers of Aga. I don't remember anything about this game, so it didn't make an impression. Sorry. But that's coming out. Then we get Lego Fortnite. I don't know if that's been announced before. I think that's been announced before. I don't think this is a new announcement. Maybe it is. I don't know. It seems like with all the different like Lego series games that are out, this is a no-brainer. So even if this is like an announcement, it doesn't feel like an announcement because it's like, oh yeah, Lego Fortnite, that exists. So, and then they had a Fortnite Special Edition DualSense controller. So if you want a Fortnite DualSense controller, right there for you. I don't know why you would want that though. That's it looks dumb. And then next we have Dynasty Warriors Origins, and I fell off Dynasty Warriors years and years ago. So I don't know. I mean, maybe this is a return to prominence for them, considering the last Dynasty Warriors game bombed harder than anything in the world. So we will have to see on that one. And then we got a new trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds. Look really cool. There's some cinematics in that one, and that drops on February 28th, 2025. So that's going to compete with my boys Yakuza. Don't do that, Capcom. Come on, man. Play nice. And then we had another clip of Lego Horizon Zero Dawn. And then, of course, the worst kept secret of the State of Play is Horizon Remastered. It's coming out, and you can upgrade from the original for $10 because, of course, Sony makes you pay for upgrades, kind of thing. So there's that. Again, worst kept secret. Everyone, I think it was leaked, and everyone kind of knew this was coming, so we knew this would be the state of play. Then we had Stellar Blade. It's getting some new photo modes. Soundtrack's going to be available on streaming. And then we're getting a Nier Automaton collab DLC coming for Stellar Blade. So I need to get back on Stellar Blade. I've only played like the first couple hours of it. It's a fun game. It's maybe the only Souls-like that I'll be playing this year. And it's not super hard Souls-like, but it does have the parrying and the dodging and things like that. And then we closed out the show with Ghost of Yotai, the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. That one's coming in 2025. Look for it probably a year from now, not early 2025. It takes place in, I think, 1609, which is 300 years after Ghost of Tsushima. I will miss you, Jin. I will miss you. I actually became really attached to that character because it's one of the few PlayStation games I've platinumed. So, not playing as Jin again in a new adventure is a little disheartening to me. But, I mean, I love the first game. I'm definitely going to be picking up this game when it comes out. So, in my last podcast when I talked about selling my PlayStation 5, well, I was a little early on jumping the gun on that. So, I've got 2 games that I know of to look forward to that are PS5 exclusives. That's Wolverine and Ghost of Yotai, which is really cool. So, Mount Yotai, which is kind of considered the Mount Fuji of the North, is in the background and stuff like that. So, really cool place to set the game. Because that was one of the best things about Ghost of Tsushima is the vistas and the stunning, just the. I'm talking like an idiot here. The vistas, just the stunning look at nature and all the scenery in the game. Not to mention the combat system. It was a lot of fun game. So, Ghost of Yotai, Yotei, Y-O-T-E-I. I'm really good at pronouncing Japanese words, but this one, Yoti. We'll go with Yoti. Yotai. Damn it. Normally really good at this. But that will be the new Ghost of Tsushima coming forward. And you get guns in this one. There's a scene of our protagonist, which is a female. I'm going to touch on that in a second. Where she's using a flintlock rifle. So that's pretty cool. Get some rifles in there. Gets to do more than just bow and arrow. You can shoot someone and then take 5 minutes to reload your gun. If you missed, and they kill you. But yeah, so the protagonist is a female, and I haven't looked yet on the internet because I don't want to. I don't want to be sad again. But you know it's coming. You know people are going to scream woke, Western trash, all this blah, 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 blah. And it's a video game. I don't think they're making a statement here. And there have been, and because of course it's a Western developer. And I remember when Ghost of Tsushima came out, ironically, when Ghost of Tsushima came out, there was a lot of people on the left claiming cultural appropriation and all this jazz because it's a Western game maker making a feudal Japan samurai game. But then the head of, what's the studio? I've got a sticker of it. Ryuga, the guys who make the Yakuza game, they came out and said, we wish we could make a game this Japanese, like this, that showcased Japanese culture as good as they did. So, not appropriation, it kind of honoring things. So, now it's the right's turn to bitch and moan about how 1600 Japan there wouldn't be a female. I'm going to guess Ronin. She doesn't look like a samurai from the glimpses you see. You see the big hat, no armor, so I'm going to guess she's a Ronin, not a samurai. Maybe I'll do a video explaining the difference to you. There's Ronin samurai ninjas. They're all different. Some similarities, but different. But just like my Ronin warriors back there, they're actually samurai. But Ronin warriors rolls off the tongue better than samurai troopers, which is what they were called in the Japanese anime. But yeah, I already know there's going to be complaints about a female protagonist. And again, games are meant to be fun. Somehow, I'm going to guess the backstory here, so I want you to remember this and come back to this if I'm proven right in a year. That her husband was a warrior, and he was either killed in battle or assassinated, and she's seeking revenge. or maybe Anne. Husband was a prominent Ronin or political figure, murdered. They went to kill off the rest of his family. She somehow survived, and like the kids get killed or something of that fact. And again, revenge story. That's going to be my guess. That is my guess, because they had a very cowboy old west style of music playing for the trailer. So to me, that kind of signal, when you hear that like almost spaghetti western style of music, it makes me think our character's on a quest of revenge. So I guarantee you it's going to be something like that. Maybe very Kill Bill-ish. That'd be very cool. Like, take the story of plot of Kill Bill and put it in 1600 Japan with Ronins. I'm all for that. So, but yeah, I already know there are going to be people complaining about this, that it's a female protagonist. And I miss the days in the 90s when we'd get a female protagonist like Lara Croft and no one batted an eye. Or Jill Valentine, or... Wow, I love Dino Crisis, and I talk about it all the time wanting to remaster, and I cannot think of the character's name from it. But yeah, we used to get female protagonists all the time, and no one said any kind of thing about it. No one really cared. The only people complaining were like moms complaining about big, pointy pyramid boobs from Lara Croft, and that was it. So I already know there's going to be those complaints. I haven't seen anything yet, but I haven't gone looking yet. I did kind of like, because I saw the trailer for this last night. That was the only thing from the State of Play that I saw last night. So I did kind of look on YouTube this morning. I didn't see anything yet, but it was early, so people probably hadn't made their hate and edited their videos yet to post. So we already know we're getting pissed off people for this one. But again, Ghost of Tsushima is such a wonderful game, one of my all-time favorites. And the fact that the gameplay is just so awesome that it could have been like a purple people eater monster, and I'm still playing that game. So again, games are meant to be fun. Lay off. They're probably not trying to send you some sort of subliminal social justice message with this one. Let's wait to see the story, because I can almost guarantee it is going to be a Kill Bill-esque game of revenge. And again, for those on the right side of the aisle, I know you love Kill Bill, and it's got a badass female protagonist with badass female assassins, and I trust Sucker Punch with how fun and nice and poetic the story of Ghost of Tsushima was, that we're going to get a good story and a good reasoning behind this character and why she's a badass Ronin. And it's not just going to be girl boss, which I know is always kind of the complaint. And my complaint about girl boss isn't that it's a strong female character. It's just there's no logic behind it. Because I'm sorry, I'm a storyteller thing. If I see like a frail 120-pound woman being a badass, I've got to have some backstory there. I can't just accept someone. And same thing with the dude. If it was a 120-pound dude soaking wet, just being a badass, like, I need a little backstory of why he's a badass. Because it's like, I see Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Dwayne Johnson. I don't call him The Rock, he's Dwayne. John Cena. I see them doing badass things. They're jacked dudes. That's a visual cue that that's a badass. But when you see someone like a Gary Oldman or a Viggo Mortensen doing badass things, we need a little bit of backstory, because they're kind of smaller. They're a little more frail than an Arnold. So yeah, I'm sure Sucker Punch is going to give us a backstory as to why she's a badass, and I'm sure it's going to make sense in the narrative. So just back up. Just come on now. Just there are many political things to get angry about in the year of our Lord 2024, like the economy. You can get angry about that all you want politically, but video games shouldn't be one of those things. Go play the video game if it's fun. And if a woman Ronin offends you, or going back to Dragon Age Top Scars offends you, don't buy the freaking game. Just ignore it. And if everyone feels the same way you do, the game will go away and they'll try again with something different. But again, no one cares. No one that matters really cares. It's a small little bubble of people on the left and the right who care about these dumbass things when it comes to controversies in video games. But I'm all on board for Ghost of Utah. We're gonna go Yote. Shit. I really need to go find a clip on the internet of someone from Japan pronouncing that region, so I can say it right, so I don't screw it up like I did Surugaya for so long because I just saw it written out. I didn't have anyone pronouncing it for me. So yeah, so that game looks awesome. Dragon Age looks cool. Nothing, with the exception of Horizons, nothing on that Sony showed kind of disappointed me. I felt it was a good state of play. I was really hoping for like 3 or 4 bangers. In my opinion, we got the one, and that's Ghost. That's the only like real banger we got. We got some really cool looking games there, but nothing that got me like, like Capcom, where's Dino Crisis Remake? Come on now. Which, Dino Crisis is coming to PlayStation Plus, one of their backwards compatible games, which is cool, and it's a start. So all you people with PS Plus, I don't have it. Download that and play a lot of it, so Capcom knows we like Dino Crisis. I'm not gonna, if they offer Dino Crisis for sale in the store, I'll probably just buy it. I'm not signing up for PS Plus. I don't want to. In fact, I need to go look on the store to see if it's available. But yeah, play Dino Crisis. Let Capcom know we want dinosaur survival horror games. Jesus, I want that. Please, Capcom. I'm begging Square Enix just for a port of Chrono Trigger, but I want to remake a Dino Crisis because I hate tank controls. I don't want to go back to tank controls, but I probably will for Dino Crisis. I'll go play it if it's for sale. But yeah, so yeah, let me know what you thought about the Sony State of Play. I'm gonna give it a B. I think it was a solid show. We had some cool games to look forward to, but again, we only got the one banger. And to get an A from me, you gotta like shock me with at least 3 bangers. Like, oh my gosh, they did this. Oh my gosh, this is coming back. Oh my gosh, this new IP looks awesome, kind of thing like that. And in reality, I only got that with Ghost. So let me know in the comments what you think. What was the game of the show for you? For me, easily Ghost. So I'm going to go with that as my favorite in show. Tell me what your best in show is. Let me know in the comments below if you made it this far. Thank you for making this far. Give me a like, or if you disliked it but still made it this far, go ahead and throw that dislike out there. Let me know why I'm terrible. But as always, I want you to have a great rest of your day and take care, and I'll see you next time. Hey there, I know I just said my goodbyes, but as I was getting ready to edit this video, I came across a tweet from Legacy Killa HD, where he has a screen grab of a quote from Sucker Punch that they released a statement about the new game. It says, "We also wanted to continue to innovate, to create something fresh but familiar. We looked beyond Jin Sake's story and the island of Tsushima and shifted our focus to the idea of the ghost instead. At Sucker Punch, we love origin stories, and we wanted to explore what it could mean to have a new hero wearing the ghost mask and uncovering a new legend. This led us to Ghost of Yotei, a new protagonist, a new story to unfold, and a new region of Japan to explore," which I am super cool with. I like the idea of the ghost maybe being kind of like Batman, being a symbol, something you take on. And the symbol of the ghost means more than the man or woman behind the mask. So that's kind of a cool. I can't wait to see what they do here. And as I said in the video, I'm going to miss Jin and seeing his story unfold, but it's going to be very, very cool to see this new game in the Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost Legacy. And that'll be kind of a cool way for them to continue the series, so it doesn't get tired, where it's like the same person doing different things all the time, to where it's a new protagonist each time. And I did see a joking meme like the next game is going to take place in modern day, and it's going to be Ghost of Ghost of Surugara, Ghost of Shinjuku or Kamurocho. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, so I'm going to end the video here. Again, give me a like, give me a subscribe if you want. You don't have to. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Take care now. Bye.